I'm actually pissed off right now. Alright, I tried 2v2 arena like you guys requested, and what's going on there? What is this? Look at this. Look what I've... So this is recorded just now. Look at this. Double mage. What the... And this is not high MMR. This is like 2k MMR. Look at this. Okay, my healer should have dispelled me. He sucks, but whatever. What the fuck? Okay, insta global. Look at this game. This game triggered me like no other game before. What the hell did they do to holy priests, man? Like the fade, you know, last time I tried holy, like to see what abilities they have, fade would say, you know, the next 3 melee attacks will miss you or something like that. You have you will, like, basically that was it. And now it's every attack, every melee, every spell will hit you will miss you for 6 seconds, and it has like a 30-second cooldown. It's OP as fuck. It's like a bubble basically. Boomkin did more than twice my damage. What the fuck is going on? And let's not forget this game. Let's not forget this fantastic game where the Fury Warrior just sits on my healer all day long, and I kind of ripped his druid apart. You know, I played pretty good, I think. Like I did pretty good damage, pretty nice damage. I was chasing the druid around. I was putting a lot of pressure. But hey, then the warrior realized, hey, there's a fucking shadow priest in the arena that has no mobility. He swaps to me, almost instantly kills me in a freaking stormbolt. Like, what the hell? I have to disperse, and then they get 3 clones on my healer, and because, you know, the druid can't root me or something, or I can't be slowed. Apparently, I'm too mobile. I get to survive, but I don't survive for too long because, you know, again, I go for their druid, but now the warrior realizes that I'm squishy as hell, so I'm killing the druid now. I get stormbolted, and I fucking get almost globaled here. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, okay, it's time to go full casual. It's time to go full casual. But what's up, guys? Anboni here, and today I'm gonna show you the wonderful world of 2v2, the wonderful experience of a Shadow Priest in 2v2 arena. Now, these are not exactly the highest rated games ever, so if you're looking for high MMR games, you know, I'm sorry, but I'm really rusty. But actually, truth be told, I played a couple of games like a few weeks ago, and I remember I recorded these games and I said, you know, 2v2 is not that bad. It's not too bad. But now I played again today, and Jesus Christ, I'm never touching 2v2 again unless they fix a lot of things in PvP. I don't know, like, it's absolutely broken. So something's gotta change. But you know, if you play for real, like if you play super serious, if you want to get rating and stuff like that, you can do it as a priest. Okay, it's not impossible. It's very frustrating. You can maybe get up to like 2.4, I imagine, before you hit the wall, the melee wall. But it's very frustrating in my opinion. And now the spec I play, you know, like for real, the spec I play is I play Shadowy Insight and I play Mindbender. I feel like that's actually better. Now, don't quote me on this. It might not be the best spec. It might be that, you know, Sand Lane with Power Infusion is still the best. And of course, it depends on what you play against. If you play Power Infusion, obviously you do more burst damage. But, you know, you have less sustained, I guess, because Mindbender gives you more insanity. And it allows you to stay in Void form for longer. But that's what I play. I feel like that, you know, playing Mindbender and Shadowy Insight is more fun. It's more like more instant casts. You get to like run and do damage on the run, which is nice. You get in Void form faster. That means more Void bolts, more pressure, more Void torrents. And the idea of the spec is I kind of like to kill healers by summoning all of my zoo. So that's Mindbender, Psyfiend, and have like a silence or a Mind Bomb or something on them with a Void torrent, which is, you know, a lot of damage. Granted, it's a lot of damage, but it's like, it's not instant. It's not like you press a button and they lose all their HP like it happened against that freaking warrior. What the hell is going on with class balance? And Jesus Christ. Anyway, here are a couple of games. So in this first game, we're fighting a Demon Hunter and a Mistweaver Monk. And my goal, I would like to kill the Mistweaver Monk. I would like to kill him instead of the Demon Hunter. But for that to happen, I need to drag him out in the open somewhere. And, you know, I just go at the edge of the room somewhere, and eventually I go into Void form. And when I go into Void form, the Demon Hunter just goes straight for my Shaman. My Shaman goes in the room, and the Monk just stays in the back. And I pop my Shadow Fiend here, my Mindbender and my Psyfiend, and like he completely line of sights everything. And I'm just in this awkward spot where I'm like, I lost all my damage. I know I lost all my damage. I have to wait again. So yeah, I'm kind of sad about that. I didn't force anything with all my cooldowns. So I gotta wait a minute, so I just do some random damage. It's really hard to actually get on healers if they play like this, if they like line of sight a lot. So in a situation like this, I would like to have Mind Bomb, but you know, I can't always do that. And here I finally find a chance to fear the monk, and I fear him, and the bad part is, you know, he has insane mobility, and I managed to get a Void Torrent, and then he just line of sights me again, and I was out of Void form, so I kind of fuck up again. And at some point, I get my cooldowns back, and I don't want to wait for the monk to come out, like, be in a bad spot so I can do my burst, because this game is just PvE now. So I just say, you know, screw it. So I pop everything on this Demon Hunter. I get a Silence on the Mistweaver, I get a Siphon, I get my Mindbender, and I'm in Void form. I'm doing a lot of damage. It's pretty nice. And then I just get shut down. I get the Demon Hunter pretty low, but that's all I've got. So I actually get a Fear here as well, though, on the Mistweaver, but you know, I get CC'd even more. So it's like, you know, when they go for burst damage, I don't see how we could lose. But again, when I go for damage, I don't see how they can lose. Like, the monk still has Cocoon, and it's like they're fine, okay? So it's back to, you know, doing mediocre damage, waiting for my cooldowns. And I mean, I'm doing the best I can. Right now the Demon Hunter has Metamorphosis, and as I said, I'm just mind controlling him. So like, okay, that's 2v2. Is this what you wanted? Huh? Is this what you want to see? And he's out, and now he's back on my Shaman, doing his PV rotation over there. Very good. He's not playing Solitude, which I think that's a big mistake on his part. I just realized that. But here we go. I got my Void form, pop that Mindbender, I get silenced, and I'm trying. I really want to get that Mistweaver out, and that was kind of a waste of a Mindbender apparently, because I didn't get anything with it. But Mindbender is not a super big deal, although it does help. It does help. Now here I finally get a Fear on the Mistweaver, and I'm thinking maybe I can go on him, but I notice that Demon Hunter is pretty, you know, decently low. So I say, you know, screw it, let's try. So I go Siphon, I do as much damage as I can, especially since I do have a Silence for the Mistweaver. And I'm doing quite decent damage, so I pop the Silence, I say, hey, this is it. And my Shaman also hexes and Mistweaver trinkets and cocoons the Demon Hunter, which is good actually, because we forced Trinket and Cocoon. Finally, we forced some cooldowns for the first time. And you know, my burst is coming back, so I have my Void form again. And now my Siphon is actually coming off cooldown in 15 seconds. I have a Mindbender ready, so I pop it right here, and I do a lot of, like, I do as much damage as I can. And the thing is, of course the Demon Hunter is gonna do more damage than me 1v1, but since I'm, you know, Shadow Priest in Void form, I do more and more and more damage as I'm getting more and more insanity. And now I finally got that Siphon, and I'm doing a fat Void Torrent at a lot of stacks, and I'm doing like almost unhealable damage into a Silence, into a Hex on the Mistweaver, and the Demon Hunter goes down. I just kill him through raw damage. If he wants to DPS race me, you know, he's gonna win the race in the beginning, but if I manage to stay in Void form for a long time and summon the entire zoo, he's gonna die. And yeah, and we win. Yay. Now this next arena is a pretty nice one, because I remember I did a really sick move in the end, and you'll see. So the game starts, I get, you know, completely destroyed. The DK pops literally every cooldown he has, because that's how you play the game now. You just run in and you pop everything, and it gets me really low. My Shaman is forced to apparently link and pop Ascendance. Maybe he panicked there. And I also silenced the Druid, which doesn't accomplish much, but I was trying to, you know, stop him from playing too offensive. And, you know, now that the DK's cooldowns are down, you know, like, the game is stabilized. I have cooldowns now, so I can go offensive. So I really want to get to that Druid. I feel like if I'm gonna kill anything, it's gonna be the Druid. And I think the DK actually DC'd there for a second. Oh, he's back now. So I'm popping everything I have on the Druid, but he just, you know, since he's a Druid, he just line of sights me and doesn't take damage anymore. I'm gonna hit the DK instead, because the Druid is just line of sighting. But I mean, this was a pretty decent go. We forced Anti-Magic Zone, both Trinkets, Iron Bark, and Bark Skin. And here, for some reason, I silenced the Druid, which was a big mistake. I should have saved silence because, you know, I have my Siphon coming off cooldown in 15 seconds, and I could have, you know, done some serious damage with it, but instead I silenced for no reason. Here I get a Musty spell on the Cyclone on my Shaman, which is really nice. You see, I'm at 100 insanity, and I really want to get this Druid, and I press my Void Form. I get a Siphon on him, but he displaces away. And although my Siphon has a really long range, it's not infinite, so yeah, he's way too far for me to hit, so I'm gonna instead hit the DK, and you know, I summoned everything. I used my Mindbender, my Siphon, and everything on the DK. Now if I had silence for the Druid, he couldn't have, you know, blinked away, and would have maybe been a kill, but hey, it wasn't meant to be, I guess. And here I'm taking a lot of damage because, you know, DK also goes offensive, and this is how the game goes, pretty much. It's just up and down. And I was gonna get that Musty spell here, but my Shaman, I guess he didn't trust me, so he trinkets it anyway. But I know I'm fine. I still have Dispersion, so I'm fine. I'm not gonna die. So I'm just waiting for my burst again, and I do have Siphoned, so I'm just waiting for a good chance of actually pressing all my buttons. Meanwhile, I'm going to Shadow Word Pain, you know, the DK, his pet, his two pets, because he's playing with two pets, and the Druid, or at least I'm trying to, or at least I should, keep my dots up on everything. And right here, I'm in Void, and here I've been at 100 insanity for a very long time, just waiting for the Druid to come out, and I've had enough of it, so I say, okay, screw it. If the Druid just is gonna pillar hump the entire game, I'm just gonna drag the DK back, hit my Void Form, and just try to kill him like 1v1. But the Druid, you know, does follow, and he gets put into a Hex by my Shaman, which is a really good move. Good job, Shaman. But the DK, you know, he has his own defensives. He has AMZ, not taking any damage. So instead, I'm gonna hit the Druid. Druid displaces away, and we're back to square one. DK pops his Gargoyle, and his, you know, his Apocalypse. Doesn't do too much with it. I shackle his Gargoyle a couple of times. And it's just Resident Sleeper Gaming right here. 2 versus 2 at its finest. And here I'm gonna go for the Druid yet again because I finally get him in a fear. I put both my dots on him, I hit my Void Form, and I can do some really big damage here, some really nasty damage. I Siphon him before he gets in line of sight, so at least he's slowed, but he still gets in line of sight. And you know, my Siphon stops mind flaying him. So instead I turn to the DK, I start hitting the DK. The Druid comes back into a Cap Totem, which is, you know, GG. But, you know, they're doing more damage than me now because I'm not in Void Form anymore. But now I am. Now I have Void Form yet again, so I get in Void Form really fast. And the Druid doesn't really have a lot of HOTS. And I get a full fear here on both of them. And I know I can do some really nasty damage again. So this is a pretty good spot. He's running around the box, doesn't have any dots. My Shaman is purging as well, which is really good. And here I decide to actually disperse offensively because my Void Form was ending. And I know that, you know, since he's in Shadow Word death range and I have a Siphon, if I get there, it's over. So I get there, I Siphon him, I do a fat Void Torrent, so I stay in Void Form, so I do, you know, more and more damage. And then, you know, I spam Shadow Word death with Void Bolt and I get him! Yes! So, yeah, sometimes it's actually really good to disperse offensively so you stay in Void Form. Okay, this is the most retarded game I have played in a very long time, okay? I start off by dotting myself, you know, always good, always a good choice. And the Monk is just gonna pillar hump and the Warrior is just gonna stay there on my Shaman and PvE. That's all that's gonna happen. So I'm free to PvE, I mean almost free to PvE on the Warrior because the Monk does incap me every once in a while. But what I really want to do is, I was trying, my goal here initially was to CC the Monk and PvE PvE the Warrior, since he's, you know, always going to be in my line of sight, and just CC the Monk as much as I can. And as you're going to see, it's not a very good tactic. I don't have that much CC and I don't have that much damage to actually out DPS a free casting Monk. Although I get the Warrior pretty low here with, you know, every single cooldown I have. I get him through bubble to half HP, which is, I don't think that's bad at all. But the Monk still has Trinket, so they were never in any real danger. And I really don't know what I was thinking in this game. Because, like, for a very long time, I'm gonna try to just DPS the warrior and CC the monk. And this goes on for a couple of void forms. I don't know why. I must have, I don't know. I have no excuse, honestly. This was a really shitty way to play. And then I think, you know what if I just hit the monk instead? Because he's playing literally on top of me. So I'm gonna pop everything I have on this monk. So I go for the Psyfiend, for a Mind Flay, and he just goes behind the pillar, and I'm pissed, and I'm like, okay, I guess my class has no mobility. He can always port behind the pillar or roll behind the pillar, and I'm never gonna kill him. And now we're back to square one. I'm DPSing the warrior, the monk is just on my face, like trying to be annoying, and I'm trying to CC the monk, trying to kill the warrior, and like nothing's happening. It's like, I'm so pissed here. I'm like, well, what is this game? What is my class? How can I win this? Because I can't do enough damage to kill the warrior, and apparently I can't kill the monk because he's line of sighting whenever he's in trouble. So instead I say, okay, I'll just stay here and DPS the warrior then. And whenever the monk comes out, I'm gonna switch to the monk, which is exactly what I should have been doing from the beginning. And here I'm actually very pissed. So I'm gonna disperse offensively so I don't lose my void form. I'm gonna silence the monk. I'm gonna press every cooldown I have, so Psyfiend, Mindbender, Void Torrent, and the silence before, and I'm literally like destroying this monk, and he was playing way too offensive there. I don't think he actually realized he was taking that much damage, but you know, in like the moral of the story is, if you're in a situation like this, just hit the warrior, you know, just PvE the warrior. When the monk comes out, hit the monk. If you can't CC the monk, hit the monk. If you can CC the monk, CC the monk and hit the warrior. Like, it's pretty basic. So this next game is against a survival hunter and a resto druid, and as it is with most melee/melee plus healer games, which by the way everybody plays that, they're gonna, you know, go ham on you with some sort of CC on the healer. And I silence the resto druid here, and I feel like I have to silence the resto druid here, even though silence is a big, you know, CC that I have that actually allows me to kill things. I'm kind of wasting it here, but it's better, I think, because they're popping everything from the start, and you know, I don't want to die. So yeah, I think that was okay. And it takes me a really long time to actually get into void form, because I was trying to like line everything perfectly. I was trying to get on the druid, like make sure everyone has proper dots, and the druid's in the open and everything. So eventually I do, in the end, I finally do press void form, and I'm actually hitting the hunter here because the druid is just line of sighting. And now here I go for a Psyfiend with Mindbender as well. I say, hey, I might as well just pop everything, but he does kill my Psyfiend, which is what he should do. He kills it really fast, which is good job by him. By the way, you should always kill the Psyfiend. It is a big deal. Kill the Psyfiend. After a while, the hunter decides to go for my shaman, and I get put into a cyclone, which I trinket, which was a mistake. I shouldn't have trinketed. My reason was because I get bashed. The reason I trinketed was I said, okay, I have enough insanity. The druid is right next to me. I can pop everything and destroy him. But I didn't have Psyfiend, I didn't have Mindbender, and he just blinks away anyway. But since I'm in void form and I have my cooldowns coming back up, I decided to just go for it. So I pop my Psyfiend, I pop my Void Torrent, and look how much damage I do to the hunter. I'm actually getting him really low. I'm also going to silence the druid, and he is forced to actually pop his aspect of the turtle because he was in Shadow Word death range. And we even get a capacitor totem on the druid, which is really nice. The druid does trinket that, but I guess my shaman didn't realize I was trapped here. It's okay, it happens. So he didn't dispel that, so I get put into a full clone. I don't have trinket because I used it like an idiot before. I get cloned again, and my shaman is almost dead. And is he gonna survive? I get bashed as well. I can't play the game. And he does get a spirit link, and we're fine again. So now I'm gonna just peel a little bit. I noticed that my shaman is fine, so I'm gonna just cancel that. And I get a fear here, but I don't manage to really get anything out of it because I get kicked. Then I get trapped. Feels bad, man. I get dispelled though, so it's okay. And then I decide to, you know, screw it. I'm hitting void form. I'm in Void form, and my Shaman actually gets a Hex on the Druid, which is sick. So the time is now, you know, the stars have aligned. So I'm gonna pop my Psyfiend, my Mindbender, I get a Silence on the Druid, and I go for a Void Torrent. That's literally every single cooldown I have. They have literally nothing left, and the Hunter dies. GG. So that's it, okay? I have more games, I could show you more games if you guys want me to. I can play more comps if you guys want me to. And there you have it. Rated 2v2 arena as requested. Now I know it was not, you know, top-notch gladiator level gameplay, and I'm sorry about that. I know I'm really rusty, but hey, you guys wanted, I delivered. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya over there. No, there. Bye. What?